This massive gravel pass is for the more serious pass hunter, as it's well off the beaten track, is gravel surfaced and traverses some major climbs as well as crosses the mighty Umzimvubu River. It's a very long pass at 29.8 kilometers and holds a number of challenges with some gradients reaching 1 in 6, which will mean traction issues in wet weather for non-four-wheel drive vehicles. It displays a big altitude variance of 685 meters, and the 192 bends, corners and curves will require your full attention. Add in slippery surfaces, livestock, children, poultry, slow vehicles and minibus taxis, and you can expect a very eventful journey along this big traverse. We issue our standard cautionary for all Eastern Cape rural roads, and especially those in the old Transkei area. We recommend driving this road in a small convoy of 2 to 3 vehicles in case of an emergency. Be aware of your personal safety at all times and make sure you leave the nearest town with full fuel tanks and that your vehicle is serviced and reliable. For those wanting to approach from the north as we have produced it, head west on the N2 from Mount Alif for 8 kilometers and turn left onto the tarred road to Tabankulu. This road heads south for 17 kilometers when you'll arrive at Tabankulu, which is a sizable town where most provisions and fuel are available. Continue heading south through the town, and as you exit, there's a prominent fork. Make sure that you turn right at this fork onto the smaller road. Drive through 2 of the villages along a winding road that heads west amongst the hills for 3.5 kilometers to arrive at the northern start of the Gwangxu Pass. The road meanders in the general direction of southwest after leaving Tabankulu through to the last village. The distance from Tabankulu to the northern end of the pass is 3.3 kilometers. Just after leaving the town there's a fork where you must keep right once again. After this intersection, the road winds its way through a double set of S-curves and crosses through the villages of Matshona and Kola. Be alert here and watch out for livestock, children, pedestrians, poultry and slow-moving vehicles. The next 1.3 kilometer leg is into the southwest, which is punctuated by several changes in direction as the ravines and gullies are negotiated. The views down the valley to the left are breathtaking, and finally a small fork is reached near the spine of a ridge. Keep right, as the left-hand option is a dead end and leads to another isolated mountaintop village. The main point of interest along this lovely long pass is of course the Umzimvubu River, which has its source in the northern region of the Eastern Cape, in the area of Matati Hill and Mount Fletcher near the Lesotho border. The Umzimvubu flows with twists and turns, generally in a southeasterly direction, and flows into the Indian Ocean through an impressive gorge known as the Gates of St. John into an estuary located at Port St. John's. It's approximately 400 kilometers long, with a catchment area of 19,853 square kilometers. Although it's one of South Africa's major rivers, the Umzimvubu and its basin are largely undeveloped. In 1635, the Portuguese ship Nossa Senhora de Belém ran aground at the mouth of the Umzimvubu River. The river divides Pondo land into an eastern and western section. Formerly the river was used as a harbour, but this activity was abandoned in the 1940s when the estuary became too shallow for large vessels owing to siltation and the fact that the entrance is sometimes obstructed by sand. Presently the estuary is navigable only for small craft for about 10 kilometers upriver. The main tributaries of the Umzimvubu River are the Tsitsa, Tina, Kinira and Umzintlava rivers. The Umzimvubu catchment and river system lies along the northern boundary of the Eastern Cape and extends for over 200 kilometers from its source in the rugged Maloti-Drakensberg watershed on the Lesotho escarpment to its estuary at Port St. John's, where it joins the Indian Ocean. The proposed focus area covers more than 2 million hectares in the Eastern Cape and is comprised of almost 70% communal land. The general condition of the road is quite poor and dictates a speed of under 30 kilometers per hour. At this next unsignposted 5-way intersection, make sure that you keep sharp left. It's vital to have your navigation spot on in this region with pre-programmed GPS coordinates at each intersection to ensure that you don't get lost. Very few of the locals can speak a language other than Xhosa. The Umzimvubu River system has been prioritized nationally as being one of the few remaining near-natural rivers, but is classified as vulnerable as a result of rapid rates of degradation in the watershed. Be sure to watch part 2 of the Gwangxu Pass.